Hi, welcome back to the Freedom Podcast. I'm here with Nancy White, who is the host of the Win-Win Women's TV show and an author. So, Nancy White is the Healthy Cells Chick, and she has a business that is dedicated to helping individuals thrive physically and financially. She is driven by her passion for preventative living and healthy lifestyle alternatives. Her business assists with health conscious adults in creating natural, sustainable lifestyles that can be adjusted as they age. With over 30 years of research and training, she provides resources and support to entrepreneurs looking to scale or add additional income streams, enhancing their physical and financial health. Nancy's books, including an Amazon bestseller, The GRT, as Gratitude Reflection Tips, highlight her expertise and offer valuable insights into personal growth and self improvement. She's also collaborated with other entrepreneurs on books like Light at the End of the Funnel, Radical Self Love, and Making Peace with Your Pieces. Since 2007, Nancy has been cultivating the Healthy Cells Chick business, making a positive impact in the lives of others. She shares her knowledge and resources through various social media platforms, hosting her weekly TV show, The Healthy Cells Chick, on the Win Win Women TV, and engaging in lifelong networking and connecting activities. Nancy freely shares her expertise and resources with both men and women, fostering a supportive community. Welcome, Nancy.
Oh, thank you so much, Deborah. It is such a joy to be with you. And thank you so much for what you're doing to celebrate others and also to give hope.
Yes, it's always an honor and a privilege to do something to help others in their journey. Living life, we all kind of have our stuff. We go through our things, and I came out of a really dark place at one point in my life, and I just really have a passion to help people live as overcomers. And I know that's something that you're passionate about too, living healthy inside and outside. So can you tell us a little bit more about your journey and how you got started and what really inspired your vision?
Well, and just like you had mentioned before, I just um, being preventative and proactive is huge, especially since my father died when I was 9, leaving my mom with 4 children to raise by herself. And then also, my oldest brother, John, was studying to be a doctor in the Navy and discovered his own leukemia, Deborah, and lived 2 years longer. So, in my mind, in my heart, I really wanted to be as preventative and proactive as I could. And that same year, I was thinking about it the other day too, Deborah, when I was a senior in high school and I was turning 18, that's when my brother died of leukemia. But that's also the year my mom married a spirit filled retired Episcopal priest that was 80 and she was 50. And we thought she was crazy. But, anyways, but that was how I got to be introduced to Jesus and to find the Lord and to become heaven bound. And so it's really amazing to see the things when we stop and reflect back in our life and just to see those steps and those things that happened and where has brought us today. And so that was really the beginning of my quest to be able to, live preventative and proactive. And I call we're taking care of these temporary temples until we get our permanent maintenance free one, Deborah. So, but we have to, it's mind, body, and spirit, and we have to nurture them all the time. And I've gone through a lot of tests and trials and tribulations, like everyone has. And I think it's, when we go through those times, we remind the Lord, going, you never said it'd be easy. You just promised you'd never leave us. And so that's when it is, when we depend upon Him even more so. And, when we have no more strength, that's the great indication to go, well, you know what? Who's got unlimited strength and ability? And that's where we just can choose to tap into.
Yes, I think that's a key point that I think a lot of people tend to miss is that they think, well, I tried this Jesus thing and everything, didn't get better, but it's not that it makes everything go away. He's with us through us. I mean, sometimes I think as uncomfortable as trials can be, and as much as I don't really enjoy going through them like anybody, just like anybody else, and nobody says, oh, sign me up for a trial. But
I know we've always heard, don't pray for patience, because pay for endurance.
right, yeah, I stopped. I did learn that one the hard way. But I think that that's a key thing, is that Jesus is there with us in it. And there's so much character that is forged and grown in those times if we allow God to work that through us, and intimacy with the Lord too. I found that those trials, I can use them as opportunities rather than as really a stumbling block. I could see it as an opportunity to grow in my intimacy with the Lord, to deepen my character, to grow in patience. Sometimes that's it. um, but and even my earthly relationships, they can be opportunities there too. And I think sometimes we miss that because we just want everything to be easy, but easy isn't always the best thing for us in our personal growth and development.
I agree 100%. And, when we get through those tests and trials and tribulations, we have to just stop and be grateful and thankful. we made it. We're still here. And, it's something that I think a lot of times, it depends on your personality. I want flow with ease, but then when life throws you a boulder or whatever, you're in, the rapids of life or whatever, we get to choose, where are we going to get our source and our strength from? How long do we want to have our own little pity party? How long do we want to be bent out of shape? And so, but calling on other friends, prayer warriors, all that support that's available to us. If we were supposed to do life alone, Deborah, we'd be here all alone. And so that's why we have different gifts and talents to be able to share and to offer support for others.
Absolutely. So when you go through those trials, I know you mentioned your prayer warriors, your supporters. Are there any other strategies that you use to kind of dig deep and dig into growth, really, rather than letting it overwhelm you and overcome you?
And I wish I had my stop sign, because one of the things I share with a lot of women too is that when life happens, we just need to stop for a minute, unless it's something that's, immediate and you got to get out of the road so you won't be run over. But you've got to be able to stop for a moment and just assess what the situation is. And ask yourself, we talk to ourselves all the time anyway, so is this something I have control over? That's yes or no. Is this something I need to have some assistance with or help? Or if we have no control over it, I used to say it's none of your business. You get to be able to bless and release it and let go of it. So I think stopping just for a moment and assessing the situation and praying about it, and then being quiet and listen. And God has been so faithful all the time. When in doubt, you do without, you wait. When they say wait upon the Lord, that means you just don't pick it up and start doing whatever you think you should be doing. You wait for those guidance and those instructions. And sometimes we have to just get a piece of paper out and just write down, the pros and the cons, what the situation's got going, and then, lay it before the Lord. And if you do have a prayer warrior, if you've got, those people, throw it out and ask for prayer and ask for support. Because you never know when you're going to receive a blessing, but also allow other people to be a blessing in our lives. And I think that's something that's been a little challenging for women, Deborah, is that, that old song, I can do it myself, everything. We have to allow other people to use their gifts and talents and their resources that God has blessed them with to be able to sow into our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a couple key things in there that I wanted to pull out. The bless and release. That is so key. And I think of that with like circumstances and situations, like releasing that in my heart before the Lord. And when I think about it in relationships, I think I use the word forgiveness as, interchangeably with release. And I think that sometimes we can get really stuck, when something happens and, somebody's human frailties, come against us and we're hurt. And we can get really stuck in that spot, like spinning around and around and around on our hurt. And I think that's key with overcoming in those interpersonal moments and seasons. Even sometimes it's not just a moment, sometimes it's a season.
Years.
Yeah, it can be, depending on the situation and the people, but realizing that, you know what, I can see their human frailty, see my own human frailty in it, um, and just forgive slash release and
Mhm.
bless.
Mhm.
And I think that's really the secret to living in freedom in those circumstances. At least I found that in my life. And it's so hard because when somebody's really wronging you, especially if it's like an unjust wrong, you know,
Mhm.
just kind of are like, what? Why can't they change? Why can't they see this? Why? Right? And but really, I can I've learned to just kind of again dig in, what character growth can I take from this, because I can't control their choices, and
Mhm.
just release and pray blessing over them, or
Yeah, and
maybe help them carry something if I'm around them and they're carrying a load, hey, can I
mhm.
help you carry those packages or open the door for you, or something simple that doesn't really cross boundaries.
Mhm.
But it's hard, but those choices add up to a lifestyle eventually.
Absolutely. And those little deeds of kindness are so incredible, Deborah, especially every single day. You know, giving someone a smile, just like you said, opening the door, whatever. You have no clue what's going on in people's lives. And they just might need that little spark of kindness. I loved Zig Ziglar, and I had met him a few times before he died. But I love one of his quotes. He said, if you come across somebody that doesn't have a smile, give them yours. And I'm sitting there going, it's free. And you know what? People in this day and time need hope. But going back to something that you were talking about, when we just can bless and release and forgive, sometimes it takes longer than just being like that. And one of you were talking about overcoming, and I just remembered back when my mom, she was 96 when she moved home to be with the Lord, but there was a season right before she died that one of my brothers, I just called it senior abuse, because he took advantage of her finances and took advantage of some different things. And we didn't find out a lot of this until afterwards. And I will tell you, it took almost a year for me, and I kept releasing and asking for forgiveness or whatever. But I remember, because we know when the devil keeps coming back with it, and it starts rising up again, you can feel it.
Yeah.
And you had
Yeah.
to just say, I've already given that to the Lord. He's taken it. You're going to have to go see him about it. But it took almost a year for me every single day going, Lord, I forgive, I whatever. And I remember the day I woke up and I just looked in the mirror and I just, start thanking the Lord for the new day. And it was gone. It was just like, whoosh, it's been gone. There's healing. And, just because we forgive people too, Deborah, doesn't mean you have to fellowship with them. And
Right.
so, when we can forgive others, and people come in and go in our lives for seasons, different reasons or whatever, and it makes it more difficult when it's family. But you and I both know too, there's some people that come into our lives that are more dear and precious than any kind of blood relative.
hmm Yeah, and I think too what you said is key. Like, you can forgive and release, but that doesn't mean you need to rebond.
Mhm.
And but I think that there's also a learning process, and this is something I honestly, just being honest, I'm still kind of growing in too. Um, when is it okay to rebond? Because I'm kind of used to the forgive and release, and I'll bless you in your journey. Go with the Lord and be blessed,
Mhm.
and I'll be over here. But at the same time, and there's no discord in that, right? There's peace,
Mhm.
there's unity in that. But at what point is it okay to say, you know what, we can try to rebuild here?
Mhm.
And just being honest, that's still something I'm kind of figuring out in my life journey.
Oh, I
When
think the Lord will let you know, because He'll bring it around at least 3 times or more. he'll,
Yeah,
he'll keep,
I know
he'll
I want to
keep
learn the first time.
you know, I think if it's something that he wants and that he desires, he's going to keep it active.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think you made another good point there. Oh, he'll bring it around 3 times. I said, yeah, because he'll bring around the same life lesson over and over until you get it, because he loves us that much. He's
Mhm.
like, you know what? There's still something in there. There's still something in your heart. Maybe I can't even see it. Maybe I don't know it's there, but he does. And he's like, we're going to go in and we're going to go after it. and we're going to change that. We're going to root it out because I love you that much. Because I want you to live in wholeness and freedom, and he knows how to do it.
Even if we have to be miserable for a little while.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. So you have a show on the Win-Win TV show, which I got to guest on twice so far. It
Mhm.
was so much fun, such a blessing and a joy to be on it. Can you tell us more about your show?
Absolutely. It's on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it's the healthy sales chick. It's all about nurturing that mind, that body, and that spirit. And we need to nurture all three every day, or one of those areas are going to start going, hello, you forgot me. And everything that we do affects us either positively or negatively. And so, but it's one of those things that's ongoing. So my show is all about, I love having amazing guests like you, Deborah, that bring their expertise in. And I mean, I could just, sit there and when I started my show, I did a lot of it just all by myself. And because I've got this computer bank up here with all this information about healthy living. But I love bringing in amazing guests to be able to, again, share their expertise because I'm a lifelong learner. I learn something every show that I have a guest. And I'm sitting there, sometimes I'm just taking notes. I'm going, you need to pay attention, Nancy, you're hosting. But you get to watch the reruns too. But again, it's the Win-Win Women TV platform. Paula Fillingham, the founder of Win-Win Women TV, has been helping women in 150 countries for over 30 years. And she had a desire and a dream to have a 24/7 evergreen platform for 4 billion women around the world that come to anytime, day or night, become encouraged, educated, inspired. And so that was really the birth of Win-Win Women TV almost 3 years ago. And so far, we continually grow. We've got about 200 show hosts with all kinds of gifts and talents. But again, for myself, it's all about, nurturing that mind, that body, and that spirit, Deborah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So important every day. So do you have a suggestion of how, so like me, for example, I'm busy, I'm a wife, I'm a mother with 3 girls, I homeschool, I work, I do ministry stuff. So there's a lot going on, a lot of plates
I
that I'm
think you
spinning.
have a platter and not a plate. Yes.
A couple platters. And it's good, it's all good. God is so gracious and so
Mhm.
faithful. He gives you the grace to stand where he calls you to
Mhm.
be. Sure. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it but for the grace of the Lord.
Mhm.
But at the same time, just being practical and saying, okay, let's keep a balance. So I can keep my spiritual health, I keep my relationship health, but and I find time to, be alone and work on the soul and stuff like that. But sometimes it's the physical and I'm like, I just don't go to the gym. It's hard to work out. And so what do you have a suggestion for busy moms or busy women um, to help keep all three in balance?
Absolutely. And number one thing is communication too. So when you are looking, at your week that's coming up, you can even, if you have a family, you can have just a little powwow like on Sunday afternoon or sometime and let everybody share about what's coming up for them that week. And that way everybody is on board. And then life happens. Sometimes we have to make changes. But I think it's really important for communication within a family to let everybody know what's coming up. But for you as a woman, we talk about self-care, and that's my expertise and my love is, helping people to create that healthy lifestyle that they continually tweak as they age. And that's the goal. At 72, I want to continue to age as the one get old. But, for women, you have to set down that time to have your quiet time, your exercise time, your nutrition time. And you do it, sometimes people start in the middle, beginning of the day or whatever. You work whatever is good for you. And I think it's really important for the whole family to know that mom is going to be taking care of herself. So mom can continually bless and help take care of everybody else. And so when everybody knows that that's a priority for you, again, that's communication. It's huge. And there's other alternative for exercise. You said you can't get to the gym. Well, I've been using some YouTube exercise videos and different things over the years, and I know you either move it or lose it. And so for myself, that's that quiet time, that exercise, that nutrition. And then all throughout the day, I start the day with gratitudes, I end the day with gratitudes, and all in between, you just have to stop, especially when life comes at you and you're going, whoa, I didn't see this. Remember, stop for a moment
Mhm.
and breathe and just say, okay, Lord, you've got this, you're going to have to guide me and lead me. But when you're training your children up to do the same thing, Deborah, that is one of the best gifts that you could ever bless them with, is to be able to, again, take care of these temporary temples until we get our permanent maintenance free one, because we've been asked and required to do that. But helping them to find ways that work good for their lifestyle and keeping everybody, again, on the same page. And then when life happens, we're not just workaholics. We want to be able to do the things that are for fun. And believe me, as being the mom, you're the scheduler.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you go, oh, I'm tired of planning and doing all this stuff. Well, you know what? Sometimes you get to do that, but you can ask for input and say, what are some fun things we could do? What's something fun we can look forward to? I remember I was a single mom for a season, Deborah, and I used to tell my children, I'd say, okay, we're going to be doing this and this and this. And then on Friday or whenever, we're going to do this for fun. And we're going to celebrate that we work together and to be able to get here. So that's the main thing I really think for women especially, is that communication, to bring everybody into the dreams, the goals, the desires, being a good steward. Um, and again, in this day and time, I think a lot of people need hope. They need to have some encouragement going, we're doing our very best and God's going to do the rest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if I can just pull out hope and gratitude from
Mm-hmm.
that, so key with maintaining that positive mindset, and just is such a powerful spillover in so many areas of our lives. Yeah, hope and gratitude. And they're sometimes just like a paradigm shift. And I like how you say, start and end your day with gratitude. So good. So good. And so something that everybody can do, even after they log off the show or whatever, and just start gratitude journaling, or
Mm-hmm.
every day just speaking it out, day and night.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And sometimes that, like I said, that hope can just be that paradigm shift, or just verbiage shift, just a little bit in our language, like have to get to, something like that. As something as simple as that, it really makes a difference in the way you emotionally respond to
Mm-hmm.
circumstances and
I know I
situations.
heard something really great the other day, and it was a gal that was doing an exercise video, and she said, "I just want you to just focus on these two words today. I can." Because so many people say I can't, and I will
Yeah.
say I can, and for the things that I can't, then I can get help to do. But I can, and just like you said, I get to. I know I can remember teaching my children how to clean the toilet. We get to clean this toilet because it's our toilet. But having that mindset and that spirit of excellence, we do a good job with whatever we're doing, and just not cutting corners. But again, not perfectionism, but just having that spirit of excellence,
Mhm.
I think is something that is great for all of us. And again, it's not perfectionism; it's a hard attitude.
Absolutely. And I like your toilet example. If I could springboard off that for a second. Laundry, folding laundry, practical thing, right? I do it several times a week. And I used to kind of get like, oh, I don't want to fold laundry again, really? And then all of a sudden I was kind of challenged, and God was like, you could see this as an opportunity to pray over each member of your family. And as you pick up your husband's pants and you fold them, pray over him and bless him. You pick up your daughter's shirt, pray over her and bless her. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have to see it as an opportunity to just go into prayer for my family as I'm folding their wash, and just being thankful, going back to gratitude, that I am blessed with a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful husband who loves the Lord, who loves me, who loves the kids. And I'm blessed with three healthy daughters. And so, again, just that paradigm shift of taking a mundane task and adding purpose to it.
Yes, and,
Really,
and you're not going down to the creek and washing those clothes on a
yeah,
rock.
I can hit a button. I can push a button. I'll have to scrub it by hand. Like, they used to. Yeah, absolutely. So where can people find you or connect with you if they wanted to kind of reach out and check out your show?
Well, I'm on all social media, but the easiest way is just to go to my website, thehealthysaleschick.com. And there's a way that can connect with me on all the social medias there. And if they'd like to just chat a little bit about, their healthy lifestyle, I love to celebrate what people are doing, Deborah, because I think everybody needs to be encouraged by doing great with their efforts. And then if there's areas they may need to have enhanced or tweaked, then would love to offer some suggestions. But that would be the easiest way is just to go to thehealthysaleschick.com.
Awesome. So go to her website, thehealthysaleschick.com. Check it out. Connect with her. She's on social media. Nancy is just fantastic. A wealth of resources and tips and ideas and guidance. So go ahead, take advantage of that, thehealthysaleschick.com. And don't forget to swipe, tap, or click over to deborahhenne.com. Follow me on social on the X, Instagram, or Facebook at Deborah Henne Author. And let's not forget to tune into our thoughts to make sure they sound like Jesus's, so they sound like freedom.